Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Pete and Andy Talk Ski on Your TV. Pete, I'm pretty excited about this week's episode because we are going to preview the X Games, which is like my favorite event ever. We're going to talk about the invites. We're going to argue about the invites. There was a big air in Klagenfurt. It's really fun to say. And then we're going to make some X Games predictions. Peter, where do you think we should go first? What are you most excited to talk about for this week's TV show?
I'm most excited to be back. I'm glad the holidays are over. They're fun, but it's a lot.
It's a lot.
And I'm excited to chat too, dude. Everybody loves the X Games. I want to start there. I want to dive right into the X Games.
Okay, I like that.
You want to know my ideas? You want to know the things that I've been thinking about?
Not really, but let's do it.
Fair enough. Okay, I want to go right to men's ski street style invites.
Okay. That's a kind of a weird, like corner of the world to get into, but let's do it.
I like that corner. That's where I feel comfortable in that corner,
Few do, but yeah.
There's one name on that list that stands out, and this is like Where's Waldo? So tell me who stands out on that list.
I'm pretty sure I know where you're going. The standout for me is Andreas Hettveit.
Yeah, you nailed it. This is the best. This is like the legacy invite. I think is like the term for it. Or I made that up.
Yeah. I'm not sure there is a term, but it is now, I think, a legacy invite.
Legacy invite. He's my age. He's 38, and we all know
he sure is.
His backyard setup. And
he sure does.
I'm pumped, dude. I think he could win a medal in the ski street style.
I mean, why not? I guess that's that might be a little much, but why not? I'm not sure Andreas thinks he can medal, but I like that you believe in him.
No, he's older. He knows that he can medal.
He has the experience, which is the most important thing in X Games street style for sure.
It is. You got to go into it with a blueprint in your head of how am I going to beat these young guys, and can I be technical enough to beat them? And the answer is yes. Yes, he 100% can. So that's where I want to start, because when I saw that on the invite list, I was super excited.
So here's what I think. Andreas Hettveit is so old. He invented the switch left rodeo 7 down the pipe and the half pipe. Do you know that? He's so old, he competed against me in the X Games.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, and those are actual facts. Like, that's not like a joke. Like, those things happened. He invented the switch left rodeo down the pipe.
The real question is then, like, if he's back now, where is your legacy? And have you been training?
I'll be honest with you, I have not been training, and if I get a legacy invite, then everybody's in trouble. Mostly me and my knees. So yeah, I think it's for the best. If for now we push that off. Yeah. I think David Wise is the legacy invite for half pipe, and I'm here for it because it's way better than me. That is for certain. But yeah, can you switch 7? He's the first person to do a switch. That's like, in basketball terms, that's like the first person to do a layup. And he's going to the All-Star game this year. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's funny,
he jumped and shot at the same time. It was crazy,
Yeah, the basketball reference is funny because I definitely get the ski one, but I know nothing about basketball. Like, that went so far over my head.
I feel like generally most of the people watching us are going to be like, I don't understand the ski one, but I know what a layup is, so I kind of get it.
Or they're going to be like, please don't talk about basketball. Please don't.
That's fair. That's fair.
Well, I dove us straight into the men, so I guess let's just continue talking about the men's events, and then we'll go off to the women's.
Okay, let's do it.
So let's go from Knuckle Huck to Big Air.
All right.
There's 3 Americans in there: Alex Hall, T-Pod, and Mac Forehand. You've got Tormode, which should be good.
T-Pod won last year.
Matej Svansa, who just hit podium in Austria.
Pretty sure that's not how you pronounce that, but I see what you're going for.
Well, I think I nailed it. One of the Tabanelli twins. I don't think they're twins. I just say that. And then Eduard. So my initial comment on the Big Air invite list. Eduard is like, I think he brings so much hype to these events, to the Big Air stuff, and I think he goes huge. I absolutely love watching him. You could take anybody on this list. This is Big Air is like a hard one. I think there's a lot of people that were left off of here.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna talk about because I think there was a pretty big snub from X Games Big Air, and I mean he made it pretty obvious this weekend in winning in Klagenfurt. But that's Luca Harrington. Yeah. Why did he not get invited? I'll just rattle off a couple things. He got 4th in the China Big Air. He got 5th in Stubai for slope, 3rd Silva Plana slope, 5th Mammoth slope. And he didn't get an invite to anything for X Games. Pete, why? Why?
I don't. Yeah, I have no clue. But typically in the past, they kind of like reserve. They don't reserve a spot, but they'll be like, "Who's popping off this year? Yep. Let's throw him in for one, right?"
True.
And in slopestyle, there is one of those in Connor Ralph. I think this is his first X. He might have been an alternate before. I don't think so though. So this would be his first one. So he got the kind of like, oh, up and coming, let's throw him in.
He got the up and comer, and they were like, Luca, you're just going to have to deal with it another year. And so he's like, all right, well, I'm going to win in Austria. So
I don't get it. You got a guy who's like on top of these events this year or in every final, and now like with a World Cup podium and he doesn't catch an X invite. Like, bring him on as an alternate. Like, I don't do what you got to do.
Yeah. Hopefully, I would imagine alternates are probably figured out too. But yeah, I mean, I think they got to get him there. But yeah, that's above my pay grade.
Yeah.
But if I were him and his coaches, I'd be bummed.
Yeah, I would too. You just feel like X is something that I feel like you earn, right? And you earn it with results, and you earn it with like a presence, like having a presence in the world of free skiing.
True.
He has a presence.
Yeah.
If he's not on everybody's radar right now this year, then well, you're sleeping.
Yeah.
So yeah, that out of all the snubs that could have happened on the invite list, that's the biggest one.
That's a big one.
That's for sure the biggest.
And I'm down with X Games not being a super linear progression path to get an invite. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's a good thing probably that they throw out wild cards and they're just like, it's kind of an opaque system. I have no problem with that. But if you have that system, I feel like, if there's a glaringly obvious, up and comer young kid to invite, that's Luca Harrington. And so I just think they missed it.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's probably one of those like, oh, he'll be around for a while. We'll throw him one next year. And it's like, no, but he deserves it this year.
He does.
He deserves it right now. So you kind of blew it on that.
Yeah. For me, he's not even the biggest snub, but we'll leave that one for later. Well, what do you think about Gentleman's Halfpipe?
Let's go to Gentleman's Halfpipe.
Because I felt that overall, honestly, I felt like it was pretty good.
Yeah?
Yep.
You enjoy the list?
I do somewhat enjoy the list. There's some people on there that haven't competed yet this year. So the big wild card for me, without question, is Nico Porteous. He hasn't competed yet this year, but he is really, really good at skiing. And I think if he competes and he's healthy, he will almost definitely get a podium. So I want to know his status, Pete. Tell me about Nico. What is going on with him? What did he say when you talked to him yesterday?
I don't know him at all. But it's funny. It's like, I think at one point in time we're Instagram friends, so I guess I do know him. And he liked something that I posted, and it was like,
whoa,
oh, cool.
Right on.
Relevant, which is great. But I don't know if that's enough.
Well, now's the time to hit him up. Nope, now's the time.
Send him a message and
say, hey, bro.
All the details on what's going on with your ski career right now.
Tell me everything about you.
I was hoping to see him on there. I'm glad that Finley Melville Ives, I said it right this time.
You did?
Is the New Zealander that's on there. I think that's well deserved.
Agreed.
That is a heavy American field.
Yeah.
Halfpipe. That is super, super heavy.
Yeah. And not all the fields are heavy American fields, Pete. I don't know if you know this.
They
about
are
this.
Not.
I just want to say, so in this morning, I went back to like watch all the runs. And dude, Hunter Hess had a really good run in X Games last year. Like, I watched it and I was just like, damn, that was a really good run. I remember why I was so hyped. But anyway.
He skis that pipe super well.
Yeah, and that's...
Or it's the energy and the charge that just, like, makes him crank it there.
Yeah, well, like, the big difference, right, between, like, we're coming from Copper for half pipe and going to Aspen, and the Copper half pipe sucks. It's flat, it's slow, it's not easy to do a good run, and Aspen is the exact opposite. Like, it is steep, it is fast, it's going to be good amplitude, it's going to be sick. So I am stoked to see a real half pipe and not watch people skiing Copper again.
Yeah, I would agree with
Done
that.
with Copper.
It's like the blessing of X Games that I agree with you. I don't mind that we're going to invite whoever we want to invite. You know, we have no AFP list to go off of anymore. It's like, it's a little bit of popularity, a little bit of like, no, dude, I think this person's crushing it. They're catching an invite this year, right?
Yeah.
I like that style. However, that's a lot of U.S. competitors in that half-pipe field.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, I'm not going to say more than there should be, but it's a lot. So speaking of American competitors, I'm looking at ladies slope, Pete, and there's not a lot of them. To be exact,
no.
There's 0 of them.
0 American competitors. That being said, I think that the list that they have here, Olivia, Mathilde, Eileen, Sarah, goes on, it's a solid field.
I completely disagree.
Oh.
I completely disagree. I think the biggest snub of all X Games snubs lies in ladies slopestyle, and that's Flora Tabanelli. I don't understand it. Am I just the biggest Flora Tabanelli fan, like, in the world? Because I just don't understand how she's not on the list. I don't understand.
Yeah, that one doesn't make sense to me. She is in for Big Air, correct?
Yes, and like but Pete, that's like a no-brainer. That's like you're really going for the very bottom of expectations. If you're like, well, at least they put her in for Big Air. It's like having Eileen in. Okay, it's not like having Eileen in for half pipe, but it's almost like having Eileen in for half pipe. Like, you can't not invite her to Big Air. But for me,
she's had this year.
Yeah.
You're right. She should be in there for slope. There's the hope that and it happens that somebody drops and she's there.
Yep.
And has like that slope alternate spot. I would love to see her compete on that stage. I think it would be great. You're right. She probably should have got one right off the bat.
You said that I'm right not once but twice, and I like that.
Wow.
I like that a lot.
Episode going on here.
Quite different from the last one, let me tell you. All right, well, what do you think about women's half pipe?
Half pipe. I'm excited to see an Eileen and Zoe showdown. But I also think, okay, we're talking about a longer pipe. We're talking about, a little steeper pipe.
Yep.
You have Cassie Sharpe there as well.
Boom.
Very, very big.
Yep.
Handle that. Maybe has a couple more tricks to fill in there.
Yep.
So what do I want to see out of this event? I think, again, it's a pretty decent list of invited athletes. I want to see a shakeup, dude. I'm not an Eileen hater. She's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see a little shakeup.
I think Cassie Sharpe is going to make an impact.
Yeah.
She skied great in Copper, and I think this is going to be a half pipe for her. That's what I think. And I think she's going to turn some heads, my guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it would be sweet. It would also be Hannah, she pulled out a Copper or had a slam there or something, and she's just coming back.
Hopefully she's all right.
I hope so too. She's on the list. She also goes very big. It's
Facts.
going to be a sweet pipe for her too. Savea's skiing really well.
Yeah, Amy Fraser had a really good run last year. If she can pull that off again, a little cleaner, a little bigger, that's going to be a thing.
And then Zoe, who was right up there with Eileen in the last one, right? And now we're looking at like a different judging panel that isn't one of those, what's it called, FIS something judging panel. I can't even remember what it's called.
I don't remember either, but something like that.
Maybe there's a chance here we're looking at a little more coherent stable of judges at this event with some great history behind them, history to the sport, knowledge of the sport.
That would be nice. It does sound, you do paint a very nice picture.
Yeah, that would be a dream.
Yeah. What do you think about women's slope? I'm sorry, women's big air. We were talking about women's slope.
Yeah, women's big air. Yeah, same sort of deal. I don't see any athletes there, which is fine. It did happen before. I looked it up because I saw that this year, and I was like, dude, when is the last time that we did not have a win, like, somebody from the U.S. in this event? And it was actually in 2023.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Due to drops or whatever, but in my head, I was thinking, this has never happened. This is the first time, but it was 2023 2 years ago, and I don't know if that was due to drops, because I just looked at results. So somebody could have been invited that year, but then dropped.
True.
Which could have been the case. So I might just throw the claim out here that this could be the very first time.
Yeah.
That's ever happened.
So who do you think? Right. So I want to know more about the women's slope big air pipeline. Like, who do we have? Like, help me to understand what is going on here. Why don't we have someone that's invited? Who is going to be next? Just help me.
Yeah, in my opinion, there's probably 2-3 standouts at the top of the U.S. right now, and that would be Grace Henderson, Rel Harwood, and Marin Hamill.
Okay.
And they've all had their glimpses of podiums, finals, this, that. It just hasn't been super consistent, and so maybe that's kind of where they're going here. That's like, okay, you've been in the mix, but not always in the mix.
Yeah. Are they healthy? I feel like I haven't seen much in terms of results from at least like all three of them at like an event. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I know. So Marin got fourth in Stubai, but in just briefly looking through, again, navigating the FIS website, which I love so much, I didn't find a lot of good information on results as long as I could stand looking through it.
Yeah, I think it's been a moment for sure. And I think we have some work to do, with the team. I know Grace was just coming off of injury, and I think she's back and strong now.
Cool.
Via Instagram, I think she's in Japan skiing POW, so that's a good sign, right?
Yeah.
It's great prep.
It's fun. Yeah. Super fun.
And it's fun. And I think they did that camp, Soldier Mountain in Idaho. And
Sweet.
I think she was there too. I saw some clips there, like looking super clean. So, we hope that they keep it going.
I like it.
I got to go back to men's slope real quick because I got another, itch to scratch, I suppose, about this one.
Okay.
Who I gave props to for big air because he is super fun in the big air event and he's a great competitor.
Agreed.
Is in here for slope style this year. So if we're talking snubs, I feel like that's a tough one for me. So I looked back, and his last podium result for slopestyle was in Font-Romeu in 2022.
Okay, yeah, that's a minute. Yeah,
it's been a minute, and it looked like they had qualifiers right above it, and he got third in qualifiers and then third in finals.
So we're talking a quali-final type situation.
I think that was a quali-final, like terrible event day, and he pulled off a third place. Because other than that, there weren't even very many finals.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I could have swapped out Luca Harrington, I think, in my opinion.
That's the switch. That's like, who was doing this? How did we miss this? This must not have gone to the whole panel. This is probably just one person.
Well, they didn't call me. That's all that I know. And clearly I would have rectified this whole situation.
That's good. They didn't call me either. They haven't ever. They also didn't this year.
So at least they're consistent.
Yeah, quite consistent. So
cool.
Sorry, I just had to backtrack on that because
I appreciate that.
I wrote it down and it was bugging me.
Yeah, well,
do you want to talk about knuckle hucking?
It's Thayer's men's ski
sure.
knuckle huck.
I don't know how to preview Knuckle Huck. I didn't even write down the invites, so I was just like, they invited people and they're gonna jump off the knuckle. Don't get me wrong, like I think it's fun to watch, like for sure, but I'm just like, something's gonna happen. I don't know what. That's my opinion on Knuckle Huck.
I don't have like a preview for it, and I can look at the list and be like, okay, great. I would change anybody out of the list. You know what I mean? Like,
there's no controversy in the Knuckle Huck invites.
Controversy in it, but I just want to my thought on this is what's happened in the past few years is we start with fun, like kind of true Knuckle Huck tricks. You know, something unique, something creative, whether it's a hand down, whatever it may be. And at some point, it's usually just past like the halfway mark of the time frame for it.
Right.
Somebody chucks. They just start chucking meat.
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, oh, we're chucking. Like, we should chuck meat. And the very end, like the last few runs, is just like straight.
Triples out the knuckle.
and so I guess my thought on it is I wonder if you did like a writers meeting ahead of time, no judges. That was just like, okay, what do we want out of this event?
Yeah, guys, like, what is this event?
Like, do we want it to be a super creative platform for things that are hard, technical, you know, but not full send? Or should we just hit this like a jump and do switch 14s? And I'm like, don't get me wrong, I got no hate here. I'm okay with either.
I'm great with either too.
Both ways, but it's also like for the judging thing, it's like, so we watched half of an event that was like creative and this and cool. And then we watched like half of an event that was Chuck. So like, how do you judge, score, rank?
Yeah, you know what? I kind of like. I would invite that challenge. You know what I mean? Like, because in the end, no one's gonna complain. Like, man, I got screwed at Knuckle Huck. You know what I mean? So it's just like, just throw it up there. Like, I mean, for me, I would be like, do the creative stuff. Like, whoever does the weirdest thing on a knuckle that I've never seen before, they win. You know, like maybe someone that does a triple gets second, and then another, you know, fairly creative thing gets third. There you go. There you go, X Games judges. I just told you how to do it. You're welcome.
That's the blueprint. Somebody,
yep. Yeah.
Somebody write that down if you're watching.
It is now written in stone.
Yeah, perfect. So I think that's all we need to touch on the ski knuckle huck.
I like it. So what do you think about Klagenfurt happened? Isn't that just fun to say? Klagenfurt?
I feel like if I say it, I'm gonna mess it up really bad. So why don't you say it one more time and then
let's not risk it.
Yeah. Okay.
So our guy Luca Harrington won.
Yep.
Timothy Savignon, I'm sorry, was second.
That sounded like that Key and Peele episode where you had the teacher who was trying to say that the substitute teacher.
Jake Quellen.
That was great.
Thank you. Matej Svancer was third. So what did you think of this gentleman's contest that we had?
It was an interesting setup. Let me just go to the jump real quick. You had kind of like dry slope in, turning into snow, but the jump itself, like besides that piece of it, looked really good. It looked like there was like a decent amount of hang time, and it wasn't like one of those landings that just dropped, like fell out. You know, I didn't see anybody like go super sky to the moon on it. So it looked okay. I like that Luca won. I think it was well deserved. His triple he does, and I forget what they're calling the double over grab.
I don't know what it's called, but it's dope.
It's amazing. And so my big takeaway was like he's doing a creative grab that's like so hard to do, especially within a triple.
Yep.
Going to the moon, and his landings on that are so clean.
It's almost like he should go if there were just some event that were bigger than that event that he could go and compete at to show his skills. You know, I think it would be a super good idea. But okay, I'm not going to bring it up anymore.
I would drink to that, I'll tell you what.
I felt that my guy Andre Rigetli might have gotten underscored a little bit, and he got fourth place.
Maybe.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he did anything that was like necessarily wildly cutting edge or whatever, but he laced some pretty dope stuff, and I was surprised at some of the scores that went down, and they weren't, necessarily as high as I thought they were going to be.
Yeah, I personally really like Mackay's response. I'm gonna screw that up so much.
Yeah, I mean, no hate.
I personally,
dudes on the podium skied great, but
I love his style. I love his creativity, and his were better to me. So if for me, if it was between Andre and him for third, I would have given it. I would have kept it the way it is. I would have kept the podium the same.
All right.
I know, one of the big issues and one of the reasons that I love Luca on top is there's a lot of safety grabs. And it's like I don't know, we're at the upper echelon, the World Cup stuff. We got to learn to chuck the meat without the safety grabs.
Yeah, well, I feel like
rewarding.
I feel like Mackay does a lot of safety grabs too.
He does, but then to me, it's like kind of the style flair factor.
Okay.
Where you almost overlook it. And let's go back in the world a little bit. And you could say that Henrik, who won 1,000,001 events with a ton of safety grabs, had a similar thing going on.
Yeah,
right?
That was also 10 years ago.
7 maybe? 6 years ago?
I exaggerate, but yeah. So, ladies, it was Menting Lu, Flora Tabinelli, who apparently I'm her number one fan, and Muriel Moore. What did you think about that situation?
I think it was kind of an interesting event on that side. Lou had both way dub 10s.
Yep, with safeties.
And that's sweet. That's both ways. But I also, in watching it, you had Mathilde she dropped a ski on a switched up 10 block, right?
Yeah.
And this was similar to when she did the nose butter in China and didn't hit the podium. And so that podium, I think, could have been way different. Had things been landed. Would have definitely been different.
Yeah, it's like she landed a little off switch, and it just looked like one of those things where her binding tech didn't scrape her boots properly or something. You know what I mean? And
part of it maybe you can chalk
binding
up
came
to
off.
having the dry slope in run, then to snow, which to me personally, thinking about skiing on it, would be kind of hard to judge speed. You're going from two different surfaces before you take off.
Yeah.
So if you're going switch down that, which hers was switched up 10, was there like a little, because it did look a little slow.
Yeah.
That's what I would chalk it up to, because I'm going to say that she's fantastic skiing super well, and I think that she would have been on the podium, hands down.
Agreed. Well, we will settle this at X Games. So.
Oh, yes, we will. Very excited.
Yep. That'll be
Very
exciting.
Excited for that.
Because you know what? I love some X Games, Pete.
Yep. What do we have before X Games? We have another big air and locks.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I know nothing about the big air, but yeah, locks will be cool.
Yeah, locks is like the coolest place ever. So
I've never been actually. You believe that?
Really?
Yeah. Well, they don't do any half pipe stuff there, so I never went.
Oh yeah, that's valid. Well, I can tell you, I've been there, and it's super cool. My favorite part is from the competition venue down is like the best run that you could ever take.
It's
like
just
leaving a venue,
laced pow skiing.
Yeah, but they have like a little mini park, but you can pop up on the side. Oh, it's a fantastic place. I guess your experience is more like you sit at Copper and then you just go straight to the village.
This is true.
Right?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we got to go to Teen a little bit, and that was always fun too. Like in Teen, it was like the ride down to the half pipe was always super fun. Like just like wind lips and like random stuff. It was good times.
That's one. Yeah, I guess you have me there. That's one that I haven't been to that I heard is like the most fun event, and maybe not for just the skiing, just a fun
maybe
event
not
in general.
Maybe not for just the skiing. So Pete, you want to know what has been all over my social media for like 2 weeks? Can I tell you about that?
Yeah, yes, please.
The Park City Ski Patrol strike. Have you heard about this? Like, I can't escape it.
Yeah, it's peppered into my feed as well. They've looped me in there. Dude, I know nothing about this. I know they want more money. I know that Vail made X number of billions of dollars
Yeah.
last year and the year before.
Yeah.
That's like the extent of what I know.
So what I've heard is the patrollers want an extra $2 an hour. I believe, I mean, I could be wrong. You know, I don't know. My math isn't great. I believe that would make a 40-hour week, working for a year, make you about $48,000 per year.
Wait, but that would be year round?
Yeah. That's a good point. You can't year round as a ski patroller. Well, let's just say that you could. Let's make pretend, whatever, some kind of prorated situation. I still don't feel like making $48,000 in a place where the median home price is $2 million is really asking for a lot. Like, I'm surprised that they don't already make that or more. Like, who can afford to be a ski instructor? Or I'm sorry, ski patrol or ski instructor too, but a ski patrol, which is, a pretty, like, it's not, you can't just like pick ski patrollers off the street. Like, you got to be an expert skier. You need to be a medical professional. Like, there's they're pretty demanding skill set there. They're not going to be asking me to run Park City anytime soon. But I mean, yeah, Vail's revenue is $3 billion and they can't afford to pay these folks $2 extra an hour. I don't understand. I'm not smart enough to understand, but I don't understand.
I'm not either. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, throw them the bones, right? Throw them a couple bones and get them out there. Some of the other posts I've been seeing are like, people, I planned this vacation like 2 years ago and like only half the runs are open. I did see a picture of like an inbounds little like brake little slab piece that came off, which was like,
sketchy.
Okay, well, that's why we have ski patrollers, to mitigate that danger, right?
Yeah.
They're obviously
Facts.
A huge piece of like mountain operations. So I don't get it. I don't know. I also don't really fully understand, like, are they a union yet, or they want to be a union? And I
believe they are a union. They are a union.
So if we're already over the union hump, like, throw them a couple bucks and get over it. Let's get back to skiing, dude. The season's ticking away. What are we doing?
I don't know what we're doing.
Personal opinion. So they have a GoFundMe.
Seems valid. They do.
And here's what stuck out to me about their GoFundMe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the Park City Professional Ski Patrol Association. And when you condense that down, it's the PCP SPA. And when my brain reads that, I read PCP Spa.
Ooh.
I don't know if that's what you want to associate if you want to be associated.
It sounds, I mean, I bet there's a lot of people right now that are like, a PCP spa, huh? That sounds pretty sweet.
Why would I donate money to the PCP spa?
You don't want people to have a good time, Pete?
Where is that located?
Uppers and downers, yeah, right?
Is that in an alley somewhere? But that's the only thing that stuck out to me.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like an establishment in Park City. I'll tell you that much.
No, I think that's down in the valley somewhere.
That's somewhere west, yeah.
Yeah, in the smog. It's just an odd one to me.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I hope they get it figured out. That's for sure.
I think there's been a couple videos from somebody higher up at Vail saying like, well, we're doing good, like everything's okay. And it's like, I don't know.
I don't know if that's true.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like we'll, if I remember, when I put up this video, we'll put the link to the GoFundMe in the YouTube description, folks. So if you want to donate to the ski patrollers that are not making enough money to live as it is, go right ahead. I think that would be very nice of you. Yeah, the PCP spa.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty dope. Pete, would you like to go over the YouTube comments from our last video? I think I just fingered gun twice in a row there. So
pulled up. So
I got him. I got you.
Okay.
So we had a Day One. I don't know if you remember, but he commented on our other video too. He said, "I love these. Best ski commentary out."
Thank you.
You hear that?
That's great, dude. A double comment too.
Yeah. He thinks we're the best. Like, I feel like Day One is like the nicest dude in the world. You know what I mean? Like, if you met him in real life, like, he's probably just like everyone's favorite hype guy. Like, he just goes around hyping people up, you know, like tossing high fives like nobody's business.
I feel like we're just speaking to him. It's you, me, and him right now, you know, and that's great. Much appreciated. Great support. Yeah,
good dude. Theron Kleby. Do you know who Theron Kleby is? Okay,
I do know who that is.
He says, "Love to see it, boss man." And I think it's telling that he said boss man and not boss men. So apparently he likes you and he doesn't like me.
He has to like me because he works for me.
So boss man isn't like a figurative way to speak. Like, literally, you're his boss.
I am his boss, and he's a great skier up here in Montana.
Oh, really?
Go to his Instagram and follow him. Because he's been going off already this year, even with our low tide.
I like it. Leave us a comment. You get a shout out, bro. We got a comment here from Latanya Woods. It sounds like she might be a lady, Pete.
I think we have one.
So we are staving off that purchase of InfoWars yet another week. Interesting last name also. If you and she wants to talk about InfoWars. If you buy InfoWars, will there be a Pete and Andy talk ski on your TV themed protein based sport drink? I mean, I don't feel like you've made it on YouTube unless you're pushing sport drinks, some kind of like powdery protein based sketchy situation. So, I mean, that's the goal, right?
That's a great idea. And we should do one alcoholic and one non-alcoholic one. Yeah. Can
they both have PCP in them though?
Absolutely. And you can find it at the spa.
Yeah. I wonder what the rules are with that. You know what I mean? Like, can you just, I mean, I'm sure people ship drugs all the time. Is PCP even illegal still? Like, I don't know how it works.
Yeah, I don't know either. Never try, never know, though. So.
Yeah, that's a good point. Sammy Schuling says, and so he's talking about Goepper. I thought Burke would be higher. Run with a 16 could have been number 2. He said BMAC and Dave's runs were very comparable. Gep needs to do something different at the bottom. Very cool, but amplitude issues up top. So Sammy, I kind of paraphrased you there, but what I got from that is he thought that Finley, Melville Ives, and Burke should have podiumed at Goepper, which to me is a scorching hot take, but also not necessarily like complete insanity. Like, you know, he's not like off the deep end here. Like, I feel like that realistically that could happen very soon, but we didn't even entertain that as a possibility. So are we wrong or is Sammy wrong?
No, that's a great hot take. Keep giving us those hot takes. And to me, what I hear from that comment is like, dude, do you want to be a judge? Or what do you do?
Right?
What you want to do? Like, I think I would back you because I'm not.
Not that anyone listens to us, but I mean, I back that 1,000%.
Yeah, like that would be cool. That's a good.
There's not many people out there that know half pipe skiing better than Sammy, so
get him in there.
Yep. And I mean, I honestly, like, I like the opinion. He wasn't like, you know, yeah, dude, podium was cool. He was like, nah, they messed up. Here's the thing.
He could be a good head judge, right? Like, maybe we don't need him to, you know, do individual scores, but you're the head judge, you know?
Yeah.
Like, give us that take, those hot takes.
I dig that. And then Alex Ferreira Ski said this TV show is great. Now, Pete.
What?
I think that's Alex, like the Alex Ferreira, right?
The Ferrari?
The Alex Ferrari thinks our TV show is great. This is a moment.
I gotta look at our comments because I didn't. This is a moment. Dude, we're talking, this guy's a big dog.
This guy is famous.
This guy took time out of his day to comment on our video? You're joking with me.
I mean, maybe, you know what? Maybe it's a fake account. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there's like 1,000, fake Alex Ferreira accounts out there that are impersonating him. He and Elon Musk have the same problem. But I don't know, man. It's a photo of him and everything.
I don't know. He is big enough, though, that there's probably shadow accounts or whatever. Is that what they call them?
I don't know.
He is big enough. If that's the real one,
big time,
brother. That's sweet.
Yeah, Alex, thanks, bro.
Very, very sweet. Okay, while we're on the YouTube kick right now, we have done some research on our end, and we have found out that if we don't have 50 subscribers, we can't do anything. Well, we can do what we're doing.
But we can't do cooler stuff.
We can't do cooler stuff, and by cooler stuff is like a live stream during the X Games, which is something that we really want to do, and I think would be
legitimately
so fun.
Yeah.
And I will show you my my tab sheet because I'm going to be scoring the whole thing the whole time. We basically just want to sit during X Games and watch it and complain the entire time. Like and be able to stream it live. That is the dream. And we have what? I don't know, 3 weeks to secure that dream. Yeah. So we need your help. Yeah, if everybody could just get family and friends, or even just make fake accounts, like we don't really care.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be like legit or anything, but yeah, we need 50 followers. I think we're about halfway there, but we're not there.
20?
I don't know.
I should really know where we're at. Anyways, if we get 50, we're going to do live stream at the X Games, which is going to be sweet. And I don't know how many events we'll do. Maybe we'll do them all.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll only do Knuckle Huck.
It's theirs. Knuckle Huck.
That leaves a lot of wiggle room for us to tell people that they're wrong. But still, I would be, legitimately though, like watching X Games is one of my favorite things. And, it's like I'm making sarcastic comments to myself while I watch X Games, or, like we're texting each other. So I just want to be able to do that. I mean, it's probably a terrible idea, but still I want to be able to do that in a live setting and, hopefully not swearing every other word and making it weird. But I think it's going to be a blast. Would be a blast. Hopefully it'll be a blast.
And then I think when you do the live streams, again, I know nothing about this, but there is like a rolling comment section. So if we get to our
1,000%
subscribers, then they can comment on there too and tell us like
how dumb we are. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that one too. So yeah, tell your friends, tell your fam,
tell your wife.
Super fun, and we just want to do it. So make those accounts.
Yeah, make it happen. Yeah, do it for us.
I think that would be sweet. And then if we do, I'm going to preface this too, because if we do get our subscribers and we do the live stream, there's a high possibility that we have a boots on the ground correspondent.
Yeah, we're working on
do some stuff.
Yeah, we're working on the boots on the ground correspondent. This correspondent hasn't gotten back to me in like a week, and so I'm starting to get a little bit worried, but I still think that it might happen.
If it happens, it would be great.
It's going to be exciting.
It's already in the works, so let's finish the deal. Correspondent, you know who you are.
Yep.
You're like my Bob Dole thumb here. Correspondent, please get back to us. We need your help.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the whole, that was a poster back in the day. All right. Well, Pete, I had a blast. I don't feel like we complained as much as we normally do. Maybe we did. I don't know. It's difficult for me to tell. Like when I'm breathing, I'm complaining. So I don't know.
Yeah. I thought that was easy and it was fun. And I think in the next few ones, let's talk more X Games because it is the best event. Yeah,
I think we need to do, I would like to do X Games preview pretty much every week because I'm excited. And we have a whole other stuff to talk about here on our list. But yeah, this isn't going to be 6 hours long. So let's not do that.
Okay, let's cut it now. We'll see everybody next time for another Big Air in Austria, locks, more X Games talk. Mm-hmm. Tell your people to subscribe. And leave us some YouTube comments when we're wrong, because I like to read YouTube comments. So far, everyone's been nice, which disappoints me. But you know what? I'll figure it out. Somebody will be mean at some point.
Yep.
Don't worry. All right. See you, Andy. Good chat.
Yep. Bye, Pete. Bye, folks. Don't knock over your skis this time, Pete.
There's no skis back there. I took them out. So there's nothing to knock over.